Four-finger discount, dude.
Hey, Leonardo.
We are doing it.
We are. It's good to see you.
This is the Four Finger Radio Super Show.
Yeah. Welcome to Four Finger Records Radio. Back on the streets.
We're back.
As always, I am Jeremy Radio, and this is Brother Leo Spaceman. What you drinking there?
Oh, just a tall, cold brew.
I got a little coconut daiquiri here.
All right.
This isn't an ad. This isn't an ad, though. We don't have a sponsor for this one.
Yeah, we're all out of sponsors.
We're sponsored by the lime and coconut industry.
I'm pretty sure I'm sponsored by just water these days.
Yeah, maybe. That's a tough sponsor to get, man. Congrats.
Yeah, all of our sponsors were furloughed, so.
Yeah. We're coming at you. We're looking at each other via Skype on this one.
We are. This is an odd one, Jer.
Yeah. But I feel like the chemistry is the same via the waves of broadband. They can't
dial up.
They can't shut down our charm. Freaking dial up, man. Like you were trying to sneak online at like it's 4 a.m. and it's like.
Well, we are past those days, but we're not over the fence, I guess. Yeah. Is that the phrase?
I don't think so. I'm just being honest with you, Leo.
I appreciate that.
You want me to shoot you straight?
Yeah, how's your 2020 going, Jer?
Well, I told someone the other day, I always thought I'd retire at 35, but I didn't think it would look like this.
Oh, God. It's come to a screeching halt.
But yeah, no, I just stay at home, putting in the hours on the old rum clock, as it were. I've been watching a lot of Star Trek, the original series.
Oh. I can't get into Star Trek.
Man, it's I'm trying to get into things that I've never been into on this,
or that you wish you had time for.
Yeah, maybe that, or maybe that like people I like are into it, and I'd never gave it a shot, and maybe thought they were dumb for it, and. So I've been trying to better myself, but not like spiritually or physically, but like I've been watching Star Trek. But I'm getting really into it. I like the pace. It's like kind of Twilight Zone-y because every episode they're on a different planet. And it's like, oh, on this planet, kids are in charge. You know? And so I kind of dig that. And also, I've been trying to get into bands I don't normally like.
Yeah.
I really like the Beatles now.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, never liked the Beatles.
Nice.
I don't know why. I didn't have a reason. I didn't dislike them.
The first Beatles record I had, I stole from my uncle.
Oh, that's awesome. Which one?
Yeah, the White Album.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I sat down one day and I listened to every Beatles record.
Really?
I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot, and I really like them a lot now.
Yeah.
Sgt. Pepper's maybe my favorite, but Revolver too.
Yeah, they had some cool shit.
I feel like it finally clicked. Like I get it.
Yeah, they had some.
But anyway, that's been my year so far: is Star Trek and the Beatles.
Beatles and Star Trek. Somebody send Jeremy a bagel or something.
Yeah. What you been up to, Leo?
Oh, just hanging out.
You look clean shaven.
Thank you very much. I think it was time. I was tired of looking at my old self.
Yeah. Me too. I
shaved.
didn't want to say it.
Well, I mean, I literally am home every day because of old COVID-19.
Yeah, if you're not listening to this live currently, I'm sure you can piece it together. There's this whole thing going on.
Yeah.
Well, I saw my parents and my grandma kind of live in the woods. They know what's going on, but they're probably not super up to date, I guess, but my grandma mostly because I saw her the other day. She was like, "You guys got that virus up in Charlotte?" I was like, "Yeah, Grandma, they got it everywhere."
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's really sweet.
That is. But yeah, it's been throughout this though, we've come up with a few little projects that have helped keep my sanity for sure.
Yeah, it's been busy.
If you're listening to this, I assume you also slightly keep up with what we're doing. But if you haven't scoped it yet, we challenged all the bands and did some compilations, and it's been a ton of fun, and they turned out really good. We're just trying to like record from home as much as possible, and it's definitely helped me not lose my mind.
Yeah, no, we've all needed these challenges. I think it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was cool, just like giving the bands. Well, like most creative people, you kind of have to have a deadline, or it'd be this fall,
right?
They'd be slowly coming together. But yeah, like you said, you had a week here, 2 weeks here, and everybody just getting together and tracking and emailing songs. So yeah, they both are really good. And we got a lot of love for them in the press and with our people that track with us. But yeah, they're both really cool. But let's talk about Volume 1 first.
Yeah,
and, maybe play some tunes from it.
Volume 1 was a collection of songs that either were created during the challenge period, or were finished, were older songs and kind of revamped. And I'm really proud of all the bands to kind of resuscitate some of these ideas. Yeah,
because we didn't have like massive expectations for it. Like, we know all the bands are great, obviously, but some of them, I think everybody was kind of savvy with home recording, but that's not how they maybe put out music before. So like, we're like, even if it's really rough and kind of punk rock, it'll still be cool, Yeah. But they all just destroyed it, and it sounded amazing. You mixing it and Danny Hodges mastering it helped a lot. It gave it like a cohesive feel.
Yeah, we had some cool artwork for it.
Yeah, great artwork. Casey Roberge, I think is how. I may be over-enunciating the last name, but I think that's how you say it. But they destroyed it for both volumes. So yeah, cool art, great songs. And the main takeaway from all of them is people saying, like, I can't believe these were recorded at home. So that's really cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, we definitely do the majority of our work from our home spaces.
Yeah,
whether if it's rehearsing or like creating or.
Yeah, at least for $1,000 Movie and Solis, I think we've done them majority that way.
Yeah, and even
so it wasn't
even the studio that we go to record, like the Wilt's first record. Mm-hmm. That's actually a home studio.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a really nice one.
It's baller.
Yeah, but it's technically connected to a home, and I don't know. I like the comfort of it. I think it's it's good for the soul.
Yeah, me too. And it's cool. Like the things we learned from being kind of punk rock and DIY really helped us out during all this time.
Right. Yeah. And everybody doesn't have dial up, and they have regular internet, and it's easy to share.
Well, yeah. And I was telling someone how like we were emailing the songs back and forth, and it's funny, like that's not weird to us, but it was kind of tripping them out. They're like, you can do that? I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's like you just get the drummer to lay it down, and if they don't suck, then you can pretty much put anything on it and it's gonna sound pretty good.
Right. I mean, if you're playing to a click, it's easy, but if you're not, then
yeah, no, for sure. But I just mostly record bass, and that's kind of hard to mess up, thankfully. So.
Yeah.
But we're gonna kick it off and play a few songs from Volume 1 for you guys, and then we're kind of spiel about those and get going. But we're gonna kick it off first with it was a brand new song from Fortune Teller. It was track 1 to the Quarantine Sessions Volume 1, and it is called
Renzo.
I always say Renzi because that's my friend's last name. Renzo by Fortune Teller.
I have no idea what that means, but it is called Renzo.
I think it is Russian.
I find some comfort in all the time that we wouldn't normally share. The sun, it rose today, just like yesterday. make it alright now. 'Cause we walk hard lines, good thing we got time, and let's make it alright now. There's something in your eyes that keeps pulling me in, so close and I can't turn away. It's a will to survive, not to break when we bend, and I wrestle with it every day. 'Cause I'm just
good songs.
It's a great comp, man, and like I say all the time, but coming from punk rock, like compilations were so important. Even in the '90s, to like finding new bands and so, like, oh, I like No Effects, and they're on this one comp, I'll buy it, and then you find 10 other bands that you love.
Right.
It's like I've always loved the model, but especially for labels like Discord or a few others that were so city specific, it really like gave you the vibe of what was happening on some level in that city, and
right.
And so it's cool that this is like a really diverse comp and it's all Charlotte cats,
Yeah, there aren't a lot of labels doing this kind of compilation tape, which is awesome.
No, yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, it's kind of like I know I'm sure there's some cats doing it, but not a lot of the greats aren't doing it as much anymore. So but I love that model so much, and it's cool to like do that in some way.
Right. And we have put out 2 compilation tapes already.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in the spirit of those anniversary tapes. If you haven't been to an anniversary show, we just had ours this year, right before the shutdown and the quarantine, and it was really awesome. Thank you for coming if you were there. It was awesome. It was packed. It
was one of my favorite shows ever. Like all the bands killed it, but like the turnout was crazy, and we just had a blast with the we did the spinning wheel of destiny for it.
We did.
And we had all the band names on a spinning wheel, and we'd spin it, and that band would play next. So we had no idea the order of the night going into it, which was really cool. But right before it, I was like, I think this is the stupidest idea we've ever had. I don't know how this is gonna work. And I was like kind of pacing around, but it went great. It was so much fun, and every time we'd spin it, like everyone would go crazy for the next band, and
right.
People were hitting us up like, "Yo, when is the Wilk go on? I just want to catch their set." I'm like, "Sorry, bud, you better."
Yeah, totally.
And they ended up going on first.
Yeah, I know, it was awesome. It was like a live playlist shuffle show.
Yeah, it was so much fun. And so for Volume 2, we took that idea, and Volume 1 was great, and we're like, well, this thing's going on a little longer, so we'll give the bands 2 weeks, we'll spin the wheel, and then we'll dig some songs that we had selected from the Four Finger roster out of a hat, and that would be that band that the wheel landed on has to cover that song. And again, it could have gone really poorly, but the genre spread out was perfect. Like country bands were covering electronic bands, and so it was again one of those things that it could have been really awful, but man, the bands all destroyed it. It was so much fun,
and the turnaround was even quicker, I think, this time. So no, it was great. Everybody really kind of brought their A game. When you're covering a song, it's that like. You either gotta, really come with it, make it really different, or maybe not do the exact same thing.
Right.
So everybody really put in just a great effort all around.
Yeah, it was so fun hearing as they started trickling in. I couldn't wait to hear them because I'm like, oh, what did they do with this? Because Solis, you guys covered a song called "Inside" by Jude Moses, and it's a super pretty folk song with crazy guitar picking, and Steven's a monster with that. And I was like, I literally can't wait to see how they did this song. And it's amazing, and it's so different.
Thanks, man.
But it was hard because with the Rainiers, we got a Vest song, and it's this really drony, synthy song, and we came up with probably 6 different ideas for it. We're like, well, this is the easy one, and this is the crazy one, and this one sounds amazing, but it really just sounds like the original. So it's so hard to like, what do we do?
Right. No, it turned out great, and again, using the powers of technology, we were able to kind of jigsaw puzzle every aspect of it, which is it only says good things about the creativity and the drive to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. So in that first block of music, we played, we hit you with Renzo by Fortune Teller, Break Even by The Wilt, and If I Break by New One by $1,000 Movie.
Yeah.
So Break Even, which was an amazing song that Wilt wrote for that compilation.
Yeah.
We had Vest cover it for Volume 2, and so it'll be cool if you haven't heard both. It'll be a really cool example when we play it in a little bit of. Vest took this really cool alt country song and made this like hauntingly beautiful piano song.
Yeah, it's just like a ballad, like a monster ballad of it. And his vocals are so great.
Oh man, it's so good. It really that song was a gut punch anyway, but then the way he took it, like kind of was that like the second gut punch.
Yeah. Well, he sent me the idea and he was like, hey, like I want to kind of go a little further with this, with like a full band maybe. I was like, no, like keep it with just your vocal, your piano, and then I'll play like, I don't know, some strings on my Mellotron or something, Yeah. And I honestly, I fell in love with the demo version of it, what he sent me from his iPhone. And I honestly think that he should release that too, because it's so raw and gritty.
I think releasing the raw stuff is a lost art for him, man. It's like, because sometimes those demos just had like this emotion in it that you can't, it's hard to recapture.
Totally.
And I think, it's a big thing in punk rock, but like one of my favorite things is really beautiful songs recorded badly. And so like I love a good crappy audio demo of a really beautiful song.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should talk him into that.
Yeah.
But that being said, I feel like he really did, like him just staying stripped down like that. That was such a great call because it really captured, like it's such a beautiful song.
Right.
That, it would have been easy to put too much on it and get in the way.
Right. It's funny because I think Volume 2 kind of brought out like what everybody is going through subconsciously through COVID. You know, like so. There's these characteristics in every song where it's like, okay, that, and that's, I guess, with art, like you're taking a snapshot in that moment, with the people that you're making art with. But I don't know, just even knowing the guys and like maybe like what some of the guys are going through, you can kind of hear a little bit of their subconscious in it.
I agree, because they're mostly pretty. There's not a lot of upbeat numbers on it.
No, because we're all sad as fuck.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And so I feel like with our other comps, it's really cool. Like, hey, this is a snapshot of our year and stuff that came out. But I feel like these really, even in a few years listening back, I think these really captured what our crew was kind of going through with it. And, I think a lot of people obviously will be able to relate to that, because this hasn't been easy on anyone.
No, totally.
Not exclusive to that.
Right. And like a big thing for us has always been like, let's try to just capture, the corner that we're in Charlotte, and like, I think this is a great representation, especially with like the artwork's cool. And like, just even all the press that we've been getting locally, it's just been great. Like Queen City Nerve, which is our local, cool paper.
Yeah.
They just did a report. Yeah, it's awesome. It was like our first print, and like just even seeing like our photos and like here,
that made me so happy. I mean, I'm like 35, and to a lot of people that might not be like a huge deal, but I'm like, this is the first time any of my band's ever been like printed in a paper thing, and it just like it made me so happy.
Yeah.
Like, I've got to frame it. But they were super cool. Ryan and Justin at Quincy and Nerve are like really awesome guys. They really love Charlotte, and they were really cool to interview us and to write that up, and not even just to like talk about what they could have just said, hey, this comp came out, but they really like dug in and reviewed each track.
Right.
And it was super cool of them to do that. If you missed it, it's online on their website. If you go to, I think it's when you go to their website, there's like a music thing in the menu, music category, so you can scope it out there if you missed the print. But it's really cool. Maybe
we should put together some links. Like
we'll have some show notes.
Yeah, there you go. But then
that's what the pros call it.
Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, like across the board in Charlotte, it's just been really awesome. Like Queen City, and then Charlotte Culture Cameron Lee there. And
those cats are awesome too. They've been showing us a lot of love, and we really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, and WFAE, Joni over at WFAE has been doing, so
shout out to y'all on twice now.
Yeah, I know, she's great. She's awesome. Well, we pay her to do it.
Oh, right, okay. I thought so.
I'm just kidding.
She's got a wetter beak.
No, she's great. We're honestly like, fortunate to do that kind of stuff, and it's just fun, and she's great, and she's doing a lot for the city here too. So check
Absolutely,
out,
man. Like,
I think it's called Songversations.
Yeah, that's her new show. While this is all going on, the quarantine stuff. So it's been really cool. There's got a lot of great local bands on there. But yeah, Charlotte Culture, Queen City Nerve, and everything Joni's doing at WFAE. It's like, I mean, obviously them showing us love means a lot, but just what they do for the music scene in general here is really, really amazing. Because you can have, like, I think having a really great music scene, like, obviously you got to have good music first of all, but like having great local like press and scene reports like that, it really goes hand in hand with it. Yeah,
totally. And they're kind of like the trifecta of Charlotte, I think right now. It's like they radio and then print, and then Cam does festivals and like just reviews a bunch of cool stuff. Not only music, but it's just like all Charlotte, so it's cool.
No, it's awesome. And even if you're like a scene guy and you go to like every show and you're really involved, like you still can't know about everything going on. So having like papers and radio shows like that are just so cool. Like, I mean, because when I brought our new comp into Lunchbox and asked if he would carry it, he's looking it over, and I was like, yeah, they're all Charlotte bands. He's like, I've never heard of any of these bands. And I was like, well, if you listen to the tape, you'll hear stuff. But I was like, we play all the time,
Right.
And so it's no fault of his. It's just, it goes to show you, like,
right.
It would, Charlotte's got so much going on. It's so easy to like miss some band that you might really fall in love with. So
right.
If whether you live in Charlotte or not, and you track with us, like, if you haven't heard of, like, definitely check out Self-Aware and Refresh Records.
Yeah,
because they're two other local labels in town that have seriously put out some of my favorite records, rad merch. So we're just happy to be a part of what's cooking, as we always say. But so that's kind of with Volume 2. We like we said, we got a lot of great press for it, and it was really exciting because it started as kind of a funny idea, but it really has turned into one of my favorite things we've done as a label for sure.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
And so we're gonna play a couple tunes from that.
Let's play the Vess's cover of the
yeah, definitely. So if you haven't scoped him yet, this will be the cool music nerd thing for you. So we hit you with the Wilts song Break Even, and now we'll let you hear Vess's really awesome cover of it.
Yeah, and then after that we'll play maybe Jude Moses, his cover of Fortune Teller, which was the first, well, not that exact song, but
that band,
the band.
Yeah, they took their synthy, dancey song "Birthday Girl" and just Fleet Fox the hell out of it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's so great. And then let's play you guys playing "Inside" by Jude Moses, because that's definitely one of my favorites off of the comp. Yeah,
so let's hear Vess's version of Break Even.
Making a sad song sadder. Here's Vess.
Long night, new day, same shit, no pegging, we make it all right now. We walk our lines, and I hope we've got time to try to make sense of it now. 'Cause there's something in your eyes that keeps pulling me in, so close that I can't turn away. There's a will to survive, not to break when you bend, and we wrestle with it every day. Are we just trying to break even? We won't take in more than we give, 'cause I hair ain't much left to believe it, if we're just trying to break even. Time's cruel, no doubt, and I failed to figure out how to sidestep all the dumb things I say. we've got to face facts, 'cause I hear your voice crack when you say things I know that you mean. 'Cause there's something in your eyes that you keep holding in, and it tears us apart every day. There's a hunger to fight, but who knows who will win, and we wrestle with it every day. Are we just trying to break even? We won't take it more than we give, 'cause I hear ain't much left to believe in. If we're just trying to break even, are we doing alright just to break even? Are we doing alright just to break even? 'Cause I hear ain't much left to believe in, if we're just trying to break even.
You got me thinking I might be at the front of the line. There's nothing left to be had. You just wasted my time. You caught me scanning the room for a sadder than me. Just give me cake and I'll be happy. I'll shut my mouth with a bite or two. You got your fist in the air. You think you're ready to win the fight. I don't want your leftovers. I just want to eat tonight.
That's it. Good chunk of tunes there. Yeah, what a fun project. It was so cool to.
It's awesome.
I love a cool cover when someone takes it out to the next thing anyway, but
Yeah.
especially when it's local bands covering local bands. I think,
Yeah.
you know, it's different when you're covering like Come On Eileen or something, you know. Right. But covering a song that maybe a lot of people don't even know in the first place, like, because that was hot off the presses, especially. Right. I don't know. It was just so fun to me. It's super cool music nerd experiment.
Yeah. It was awesome.
So how was it for with you and Kelly for Solis tackling Inside? Because obviously that song is genre-wise very different than what Solis plays.
Yeah.
And, you know, the melody's a little different, you know, like the vibe in general. Like, kind of how did y'all attack that?
So the day we chose the covers, I think I was messing around with a couple of just different progressions and like, you know, a couple different keys that Kelly really loves to sing in.
Mm-hmm. What's her favorite key?
Well, see, it's tricky, Jer. It really all depends on the melodies. Like
Okay.
I could write a song in a certain key, and she does like things completely different than in other keys.
Yeah.
So I kind of like threw a Hail Mary for this one because I wrote the majority of the arrangement for Jude Moses's cover that day.
Oh wow!
So I did all the arrangements. I mean, I didn't have anything fleshed out really, other than just like a simple like synth, you know, pad line thing. But yeah, so then I ended up just we always do. I build and build and build, and it wasn't until a week before the song was due that Kelly actually came in and started, you know, creating some melodies, and like I'd already had the whole thing kind of fleshed out with like drums and bass and stuff, and old Dominique Gerald's did some drums for it.
Oh, did he do drums on that? That's awesome.
So that second half where it gets kind of wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to change it up and, you know, make it dark and very Solis-y.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. I mean, Kelly came at it with a completely different perspective, melodic wise, and actually the choruses are not even the same melody wise. So I was like, do you want to keep it like that? And she's like, yeah, it's weird and it's us and it's fun, and you know.
Oh yeah.
But
I agree, man.
And then like towards the end, like I love all that like super like delay oscillating, you know, like all that weird shit is my jam.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, I feel like that was probably one of the harder ones to figure. So I'm glad y'all got it. Because if you're not familiar with Inside by Jude Moses, it's a really beautiful song, but man, it's got a lot of different parts.
Right.
Like,
well, I sent it to Steven, and he's like, damn it. He's like, I knew you guys would make it better than the original. But I love the original too. I mean, the original is incredible.
Oh no, it's such a great tune.
But it brings something out of you. I mean, you definitely want to do right by these other bands too. Like, you don't want to just create a shit cover.
Yeah, because you're not thinking like, oh, how can I improve this song? It's boring or something. You're like,
right.
This is like a well-arranged song that this band's been playing live for a long time. So, in most cases, so no, man, you guys killed it. And on the volume 1, if you guys haven't scoped it yet, is Solis put out a song R2PO that been playing live, and it's one of my faves. So I'm glad that finally snuck out.
Yeah, no, that was that one's been cooking for a long time, and
it's so good.
Yeah, it's a really good tune.
Droid love song.
Oh, I love it. We're such nerds.
I'm not. I just watch Star Trek. So, Leo, we find ourselves in a time that, at least in our lifetime, we've never seen anything like before, and most people could say the same. But I'm an optimistic guy. I feel like eventually there's gonna be things are gonna be functioning at full capacity again.
Yeah.
Concerts will be a thing again, and we can stand next to strangers and have a cocktail. Whenever that day is, when that day comes, what is gonna be your first full day off in Charlotte? What are you gonna do? What are the spots you're gonna hit?
I don't know. I mean, that's hard because I kind of forgot what it's like to have a day off in Charlotte.
Well, Well, I've had several, and I've just watched TV.
I know. Yeah. Like, what is it? Like, probably like my ideal day off is like maybe like, I don't know, maybe taking Kelly to Crepe Cellar or.
Okay. Oh man, yeah, I miss Crepe Cellar.
You know, like definitely, obviously, we talk about Abari about every other conversation, and we definitely miss, seeing those fine folks.
I had mad withdrawal from Abari for sure. I didn't realize I'm there almost every day.
Right. But like, I mean, apart from, maybe not like, I'd love to go see a show, I'd love to see like any kind of show. I don't care what it is. I mean, the live streaming is cool, and we've done it, and we'll probably do it again. But I don't know. There's something about giving your ticket to the door guy, and
getting patted down, and they take your lighter.
Yeah. So I mean, day off, I would love to go to a show. I would love to go to dinner. At one of our favorite restaurants, and then I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Maybe go to the pool with all the homies.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. What's that taco place we went and got the really killer Al Pastor right before?
Yeah. So that's right up the road. It's Tacos El Regio.
Oh man, yeah, that's like first order of business.
I know. Well, I'm glad we definitely got that experience before the shutdown.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just good food, a show, good music. I mean, I'm pretty bummed because my Rage Against the Machine tickets got postponed till 2021.
Oh no, did they finally?
Yeah.
Oh man, but it wasn't a cancel, it was a postpone.
It wasn't a cancel, but I mean, I have an investment, Jared.
I know.
It's like my money is not accruing any kind of like return.
Yeah, there's not like you don't get compound interest with your Rage tickets.
No.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I mean, a show, a good restaurant, and then just seeing my friends, and like that's plan number one.
Yeah, for sure. I think I definitely want to get some baller tacos first and foremost. I've been cooking a lot and going through all the Bon Appetit videos.
Yeah,
I've been making some Julia Child recipes. I've been having a blast cooking a ton, but I'm so ready just to like. We've done a little takeout, mostly Common Market, but I'm ready to just go sit at a red restaurant again.
Yeah,
or one of the little hole in the walls that we frequent. But then I want to dig for forever at Lunchbox, and then dig at Rebel Base Comics for some toys, some Stormtroopers, and then just go to a bar until they gotta wheel me out of there.
Yeah, they may as well set up.
Crepe Cellar is definitely high on the list.
We should tell the boys at a bar to maybe just make some bunk beds back there.
Or like a hammock at least. Come on. I feel like somebody's probably living back there like Phantom of the Opera style. Because there's some cats that play pins there like 7 hours a day.
Right.
And I generally worry about them, like what they've been doing.
That's amazing.
They're back there like Gollum.
Yeah. My precious.
Oh man. Well, it's great nerding out with you, Leo, as always. Great nerding out on the comp thing. Let's play some tunes to take them on home with.
Yeah, so we're gonna play the last tune on the compilation record, which is by none other than the Rainiers with their mighty return to the spotlight.
Yeah, it's like most bands. Getting everybody together to do something is like herding cats, and Rainiers is no exception. But everybody's busy. We're having babies, or babies and marriage and tour, and so it's like this was a great excuse to try to get them all together, and everybody was free, thankfully, with all this going on. So it was such a blast to work with the guys again.
Tell us a bit about it.
Well, we had this best song, which, like I mentioned before, is this really beautiful, dark, kind of New Order kind of song.
Yeah.
And so we came up with one version, and it kind of felt like Tom Petty Wildflowers, which is very in our wheelhouse. And it felt awesome. And we're like, is this an easy A, though?
Yeah.
We came up with this other version with some crazy percussive stuff. And it was like, to me, it was like a gut punch. We're like, man, this is so cool. But then I'm like, this doesn't feel like the Rainiers at all. And so we just kept kicking stuff around. And Jesse Proctor, our drummer, sent us just some random demo he came up with of it was just all these random chords and pushes, and it was just some like the band Grateful Dead, like 80s Bob Dylan kind of shit, and we're
Nice.
like, this is so left field, but it still kind of feels like us, and it's bands that like we love the band,
Yeah.
especially like all of us. And like this feels like a the band song, which
Awesome.
always is weird saying their name in a sentence. The band,
Yeah.
It feels like a the band song, but it was so fun and jammy, and we're like, this might be the only time we ever put out a song that feels this way. So we were really on the fence. We're like, let's just do it. And the more we started adding to it, like it was such a blast. It's one of my favorite
Awesome.
songs I've ever recorded in any capacity. Like we get Steven played harmonica on it from Gene Moses, and
Yeah.
like it feels like a rowdy bar rock song. And so super proud to contribute bass to it, and just to get to jam with the boys again. But so yeah, this is we'll play out with the Rainiers playing My Shadow by Vess. All these songs are on Bandcamp if you just search for Four Finger Records. And it's pay what you want. All the proceeds go to the bands, help them pay their cell phone bills and their mortgage, and help me and Leo buy rum and beer.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for listening. If you're new, welcome.
Yep.
And if you're a little older, then hey, we miss you.
Yeah, and we're happy. I really miss doing these, Leo. It's great doing this again.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of
I
fun.
mean, we talk every day, but we don't record it all the time.
Oh, if the walls could speak, Jer.
I feel like we should just record them all as a rule. Do the best stuff. But yeah, thanks for scoping this radio show and Scope the Comp. And we'll be back with some other. We're scheming up a Volume 3 project right now.
Oh.
So maybe by the time this comes out, we'll have announced it. But if not, hold on to your pants.
Yeah, and if you can support your local artist and restaurants,
Yeah.
and just do it. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's
go
good
get a
for the-
bagel at Common Market.
good for the soul.
Lunchbox is doing curbside.
Yeah, and then
And-
buy merch.
Yeah.
Do the damn thing.
Yeah, we know you got that stimulus check in.
Oh,
go get refresh Records just put out these new hoodies, and I really want one.
Oh,
They're
I
pretty
know, they're sick.
cool. Support.
Yeah.
Well, Leo, I'll see you on FaceTime probably in less than 24 hours, I'm sure.
All right, friend. Hey, cheers.
Hey, cheers. I'm gonna clink this. Clink.
This is the Rainiers, My Shadow.
I got blisters on my feet, trying to outrun these shadows. I hear voices from the deep, trying to outrun these shadows. If I'm a shadow of the things to come, God, won't you come soon? Got me feeling like I'm already done, trying to outrun these shadows. You've been talking in your sleep. You've been saying things you should never mention. You said the future's in our dreams, but that's just a glimpse of what never started. If I'm a shadow of the things to come, God, won't you come soon? Got me feeling like I'm already done. But when have we truly started? When have we ever started? The whispers from the deep, but it was just you talking in your sleep. But the words you said, they took a hold on me. And honey.